I had to look up how to pronounce.
Well, my name's Keith.
Yeah, I know.
Forever I've been touring. No one,
I've never heard anybody call me Keith.
Right. It's always been Mo. And that was my nickname, and I figured being from Louisiana, I would kind of customize
Do the French
it,
spelling.
Give it the French Cajun spelling, and it's become a thing, and that's who I am. And
I was like, I'm going to mispronounce this. I know I'm going to get it wrong. I actually went online last night and I looked it up.
My standard line is, as long as the accountants know how to spell Keith, I'm all right.
Then you're good, right? So, I know you're from Louisiana.
Yeah. I'm originally from Texas.
From Texas? Okay, and where's home now?
I live in Arkansas.
In Arkansas? So, how did two Southern boys end up with a Bay Area classic rock band?
Pretty cool thing. Well, Josh was there before I was. The last 8 years, the band I was touring with, we did 2 summer tours with Journey, and I met Josh and hence the other crew, and here we are 8 years later. They're all still there. We kind of built a friendship, and he's got a great gig and he likes being here, and that came this time of the year that they needed an engineer. I was available, and we had kind of a past relationship from tours back, and so far so good, I think. Huh?
Yeah. I was actually doing Enrique Iglesias.
Okay.
And the stage manager on that was a guy named Chuck Beckler, who was production manager for Journey at the time. And so their guy was leaving to go do some other stuff. And so I worked with him on Enrique. So he said, "Hey, give me your resume, give me your resume, give me your resume." So I did, and been here ever since.
And these guys stay busy.
Yeah, busy enough.
I mean, not crazy busy, but enough to keep. The mortgage is going to get paid.
Sure.
And
As when they hired me a couple months ago, I was told that they've been working the States pretty hard for the last couple of years. They kind of wanted to stay out of the States with intentions of another really big run next year. So,
okay.
We're in the States, but we got 5 weeks in Canada coming up. We went to Mexico, we went to Virgin Islands, we went to Puerto Rico. So we're working, but we're not working locally. We're just.
So lots of fly dates.
They piece it together.
They piece it
pretty
together
well
to try to keep it. But I mean, that whole thing we did down. I mean, we made up some stuff that we didn't do last year, like Florida and some Texas dates that we didn't do last year. Steve Miller, and then after that, it was like flying to St. Thomas, flying to San Juan, flying to Mexico, flying back, flying to. So, and then this has been here. Then Canada, I'll be normal back to buses for 5 weeks, and then we have some corporate fly dates.
So, you guys, I noticed you're both on profiles.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's been a lot of talk about they're looking for the next thing out of Abbott. Is that something that you guys are concerned about? You're going to stick with this platform? We're looking at the
S6L is coming out. I've already called the sound company to make sure I'm getting one of the very first ones next year. So.
Yeah.
It looks. I saw the instructional videos and read some on it. It looks pretty amazing. It's definitely going to accommodate him better because he monitor all. He can 96 out.
Yeah, I'm necessarily has 24 outputs,
right.
So I'm maxed out with my auxes and everything else. So having that to be able to modular go as high as I need to with outputs and this and that, then that's going to be great.
Well, I sent you guys a link. I don't know if you saw, but I did a half hour with Scoville on it at NAB when they introduced it, and it does. I mean, they're still working on some software and everything. There's still some stuff to do, but if they pull it together, it looks like it's going to be pretty.
Yeah, well, his
rocking.
was the video that I saw. I mean, who better to tell you the bells and whistles
exactly.
than the guy who put them together?
Yeah, right. This is a residency thing. You've been here for 3 weeks. We already talked a little bit about the kind of difference between that and being out on the road. But I take it you've done this room a bunch of times.
I've been here before once.
I've done the old room, but I've never done this.
Oh, you had never done the new one before, huh? What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's really.
It's pretty intimate, but it's it's not. The audio rig in here is certainly ample. We had to supplement a little bit for the front field because those are the high dollar tickets, and I just want to make sure that those people are covered. But the balconies are all good. In terms of a big room, it's not really reflective.
There's not a lot of. That's what I worry about. Like I can tell you, I can walk in and clap and tell you
no.
And no. And so when I did that the first time, I was like, okay, this isn't going to be bad. and then of course once you get people in there, it tightens up even more. So I'm not having to worry about crazy slapbacks or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Mikey Allison, when he was out with Bon Jovi, said he walks in and he drops a wrench.
Oh, okay.
You know, and you can tell a whole bunch.
You can tell right there.
Right there what kind of problems you're going to have that day. I know it's a D&B rig. What do you guys, when you guys are out carrying production, what do you usually carry?
We have a big Meyer line and Leo rig.
No surprise, it's a Bay Area band.
Yeah, they, you know, that's what they toured with last year. And me being a new guy here, I wasn't coming in and reinventing the wheel. They liked it, and I liked it. It all fell in place.
Yeah, I like it. The off-axis rejection is really good on it. I don't catch
heard.
a lot of PA.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we have a really good setup with Greg, our systems engineer, on doing cardio with subs and stuff, so I keep my low end off the stage. And so
that's pretty important to
it's pretty
some
important.
of the guys on the stage too. And yeah, Greg, who unfortunately is not here right now, he has much more experience in the journey world for that than I did coming in, so I completely trust him and default to his decisions on hang, cardioid, whatever needs to happen EQ-wise in the rig. And then when I hear it, how it relates to the room, I put my personal touch on it. And it's been great. I have no complaints whatsoever.
Very cool. Monitor-wise, I don't see a lot of speaker cabinets on stage. Everybody on ears?
Everybody's on ears. I have stereo side fills, and then I'm also using a pair for Neil's butt fill that actually he just likes a full range cabinet instead of guitar cab, so there's nothing but guitar coming in those.
Right.
But everybody's ears, and no wedges anywhere.
And whose earpieces are you using?
Jerry Harvey. Everybody's got Roxanne's.
Oh, I haven't. Yeah, I have no experience with the Roxanne. I kind of left the JH. I was 18. 16. Yeah.
So they feel a lot like the 16s. It's kind of hard to describe, but they just feel deeper. I don't understand. I mean, everything just feels a little deeper. Like you get a little more.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So.
Before they called them Roxanne, they had they had a different name. It was still the JH16, but it had that same process in it, and it's like you get it's not just right and left. You get depth. You got to kind of get a forward and a back and everything.
I use a pretty fair amount of plugins. Kind of ones that I really lean hard on. Of course, Eventide for the harmonizer on bass, for the chorus on bass. That's very important, just for that. Don't stop believing sound.
That's a real specific sound.
Use that a lot.
I got to give him props because he gave me that for out here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really spent a lot of time dialing that in. Use the MC4000 multi-band compressor on vocals a lot. I really like that. I use it on my outputs as well. That I can just get what I need to get on that kind of stuff. That's, and then I have a pretty decent amount of reverbs and stuff like that. Every guy has their own vocal reverb and how that wants to sound and that kind of stuff.
And whose reverb are you using?
I use Eventide reverb. I use Revibe. Those are my two main ones I think I use.
And I'm getting ready to check it out. Waves has got a new one called the H-Ray reverb that they're saying is just the shit.
Oh, nice.
So, what am I not talking about?
Microphones.
Microphones. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and vocal microphones. I mean, this is a band that's vocal harmony is a huge part of the sound.
Yeah. I've done a lot of solo acts like, Lionel and Rod Stewart and we've tried different things. Like I always keep coming back to a 58. I feel like it gives me what I need. Dean is a monster of a player, and so it's the best thing that I can find that still gives me the clarity I need without getting killed by cymbals.
Right.
With Arnell's microphone. And so we've tried several different things, and I just keep coming back to 58. It just works, and it works great. Especially for a rock. And so so that
I concur 100% on the 58. My last artist, very powerful vocal, and she was stuck on the Sennheiser 5000. And yeah, it sounded beautiful, but so did everything else on the stage sounded beautiful. Sure. And it took a couple of years for me to move to going back to trying a 58, and as soon as we did, she's like, yeah, I like this, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, it always reverts back to it. I mean, it's a classic that's been going for 20, 30, 40 years now.
The SM challenges with a band like this what's? I mean, these guys have been touring now for, God, it's
40 years, 30,
that long.
35
got-
plus.
Yeah, longer than I've been alive.
Wow. Wow.
My biggest challenge is because they've been doing this for 40 years, and Neil played in front of guitar cabinets his whole life. He has tinnitus really bad.
Yeah, so do I. I totally know that.
His when the other guys have what you would think the standard really really loud ear mixes, a decent amount of high end boosted. His is the exact opposite. It's the quietest ear mix you've ever heard. So, which is fine. I love it because I tend to take care of him a little bit more than the other guys, and so my ears never ring at the end of the night. But the biggest issue with that is that in some venues, especially when it is very reflective and that kind of stuff, I combat with the PA a lot, and so he hears the PA more than what I'm giving him.
He tends to lean on the house filling it in for him. He gets what he gets from Josh, but wherever the house hits him, he maybe want to make a change on that because he leans on the house a good bit for the fullness of it.
Sure. So that's my biggest thing. Is just like there has to be a threshold of volume that allows me to get over that PA.
Right.
And so we're always right around that line. And so it's just if we can make things just a little louder, then you won't hear that as much.
Right.
Or if you are hearing that as much, then we need to kind of work through that.
But with the tinnitus, you don't want it too loud.
No, because then I don't want his ears ringing at the end of the night.
Yeah. I mean, mine are ringing right now. That's the thing with tinnitus. It never,
production manager
never goes away.
My challenge is really with them is just nothing from the stage. I mean, God, they've been doing it so long and they've given me great inputs. Being a fan of the band and knowing the music as the soundtrack of my life, really. I've heard the songs 1,000 times over and over. And just trying to represent it like you think it's represented, right? And like I said, they give me good inputs. It's my job not to fuck it up.
There you go. that kind of sums up what our jobs ought to be, anyway. You know what I mean? It's not. It's about taking what's on the stage and making it louder and not screwing it up.
Yeah, just giving you back what you're giving me.